Bet you can't do that faster than me. Try.
Nope.
Try.
Sounds terrible. Stop it.
Try.
Stop it.
Okay. Welcome to Lisa Beats Your Meat, episode 79. Cheers, Jimmy.
Cheers,
I
Lisa.
love.
Ting. That is some bourbon brought to you by Niagara Craft Spirits
It's a little spicy.
out of the Buffalo, New York area.
Out of Binghamton.
I bought it in Binghamton, but
Is that where it's from?
no, they were the
Just at the local
brother
farmer market?
of the distiller and brought it down, and they had me taste it. It was like 8:30 in the morning.
It was 9. It was 9 o'clock.
It was. I mean, it tastes pretty good right now, but
It was really good at 9.
a little nip of whiskey at 9 a.m.
Well, you know, people do that.
tasted like candy,
People,
but like in a good way.
people do that all day. You know, it's good. It's not my normal watershed, but
Yeah,
I like it.
I like it a lot.
I'll drink it,
It was an easy sell.
especially because the watershed's out.
We'll get some tomorrow.
Anyways, welcome to the show.
We're back.
You know, we're here. We're gonna talk about some stuff tonight. We're
Yep.
gonna make you learn some things.
Not too much.
Give you a little comic added bonus.
Take another sip of your whiskey.
And yeah. So let's start. We were on the road.
Right to business.
And we had a lot of experiences when we were there. We went to like upstate New York and then Pennsylvania, but it's all kind of the same area, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, my sister got married. We ended up staying in 4 different hotels, and 4 nights.
Yeah.
To get us to and fro Columbus, Ohio.
Child Bob was really mad when we came home on Monday, and he was like, I want to go to another hotel.
Well, we'll get to go camping this weekend.
He's
So.
quite a road warrior. Anyways, we stayed in, what city did we stay? Madison, Ohio, and it was super cute town.
On the way up, yeah, I liked that.
Oh, it was adorable. And we had like Asian food that was really good. Do you remember those fried tofu?
Yeah, do you remember what the place was called? You gotta give them props, you know?
God.
So famous, you could drive some traffic.
It was like sushi on sushi on high or something. It's the only sushi place in Madison. It's a really small town.
Yeah, so
The odds of this ever happening are very slim. But if you're ever in Madison, Ohio,
or if you're leaving Ohio, it's like the last town in Northeast Ohio.
yeah, it was like
before
3
it
hours
crosses
from
into
us.
Pennsylvania.
Kind of like Geneva, is that right?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
past Geneva, but it was good.
What is we had? This fried tofu was delicious. It was like
you're-
tempura fried.
If you're on the road, I never realized this, but
What?
Asian food is just
The go-to.
It's a guaranteed.
It's a guarantee.
vegan. They have tofu, and
They
they're
all
not
and
vegan.
if it's not tofu, it's called bean curd.
Why do they like tofu so much?
It's just like a very traditional Asian. It's used in Asian food.
It's a good savior for us vegans.
It is. So that was amazing. That hotel or that dinner that night was really great.
In that Hampton Inn.
Well, who doesn't love a Hampton Inn?
Oh,
Tell me who's like, I don't like Hampton Inns. Maybe really stuffy bitches, but Hampton Inns are where it's at. Consistently, like clean and nice.
Well,
Perfect.
you're at that point in your life. I would say on the road, that's on the country road. That's
Yeah.
the best you're gonna get, right?
Is it?
So it's a Holiday Inn, but they're not as nice, but they cost more.
Well, Hampton
Anyways,
Inn.
so we carried on. We skipped Erie this time.
We did. And then we went to
Binghamton, New York.
Oh, that's right. Friday night we were in Binghamton.
That was where we had a rehearsal dinner for my sister.
That was super fun. And then
That's where this whiskey came in. So we woke up and Googled vegan breakfast, which is hard to do. You don't see it as much. It's popping up more and more, but
it's really popping up.
I found a place called Parlor City Vegan
Yeah.
in Binghamton, New York, but it was like a pop-up.
Yes, they did. They don't have like a brick and mortar yet, but now
Yeah.
apparently they do. They said they were opening them like this week.
Yeah, well, if you're in that area, it was amazing. They were really
It was
nice,
good.
cool
the
people.
egg bagel sandwich.
Yeah.
The tits.
It really
super
was.
good.
It was awesome, and it was right next to a bourbon person, so that's where both of these came from.
Yeah, you
But they
came
were
back
at
to the
like a-
hotel and like you're like, I'm gonna run out and get it, and you came back 4 hours later And you're like, I'm not that drunk, I promise. I was like, what happened?
It was a big farmer's market, and I was looking for, I don't know, a little table of vegan breakfast, and everything was like fresh lamb, and it was all just farmed meat and stuff, and coffee and flowers and whatever farmers markets bring you. But I found bourbon and breakfast, so Parlor City Vegan was a good start to our trip.
That's an idea, bourbon and breakfast.
People would do that, but it all went downhill after that.
Well.
Really.
No. Well, yeah, there's some bumps in the road on this trip for sure, but it's fine. And then we go to, so the rehearsal dinner was on Friday, and then Saturday, like during the day, was the wedding. The food at the wedding was really good, and Megan got a vegan cake for us to have.
That was really nice.
That was
yeah,
so
my
sweet.
sister got a vegan cake.
That canceled out her inviting your ex-wife. Yes. Actually, it doesn't.
You want to talk about that? You want to get that off your chest? No, you've said enough.
No, it's just you don't.
Well,
you just don't need to come.
Cake was great. Lisa danced the night away.
Will she be at like Christmas or Thanksgiving or
no. If you're lucky.
Like.
Yeah, that was a little awkward. My ex-wife was at my sister's wedding. With your son and my new wife and our sons. And
I sat behind her during church and just like ingested her from behind. I've just never seen her that close, like in person. It's just like, oh my God. I was like looking at like the split ends on her hair. I was like, look at all this. Like I've never been. It's like being close to like a unicorn.
Oh, we can move on. But the food was really
like
good. It was like a stuffed pepper.
It was a stuffed acorn squash.
Okay.
And it was delicious.
And how was the vegan cake?
I ate some of that. I didn't eat as much as I'd like to because like when I'm at weddings, I'm ready to party. I was really like inappropriate not inappropriate. I was partying.
You were acting out.
Yes, I was acting out for sure. I think I was acting out more so because your ex-wife is there, and she's a little prim and proper and kind of little. So you decided. So I was like, I'm going the opposite of that.
Lisa was.
Well, I'm usually the opposite of that. Anyways.
Yeah. You weren't even drinking that much, but in the morning I was watching a video on my phone, and it was Lisa twerking to Skeet with a bunch of like 7 and 6 year old kids.
Whatever.
You can message me at JimmyJam2000 on Instagram. I'll send you a clip of it.
I'll make that public. I'm not ashamed of my moves. The funny thing is, James, when I picked him up from school, he was like, I've never actually seen you dance before. I was like, well, I'm really good at it, so you're welcome.
It was great.
No, it was a fun time.
But it was an awesome wedding. Very, very cool place out in the middle of Susquehanna, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it was really picturesque.
And then we woke up and we carried on back west.
We went to Pittsburgh.
Good old Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I was talking to Pittsburgh. It wasn't all bad. I was talking to my dad about Pittsburgh.
Most of it was.
Because he's like from right around there.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, Pittsburgh, first of all, it's like, he's really true about this. It's a very East Coast style city.
Like a blue collar city?
No, like, yeah, but like that super like high strung, fast paced kind of East Coast city. Like people drive like maniacs. People have like kind of not as much patience.
Kind of like a New York City, Boston type of vibe.
But whereas like Columbus, we're so different. We're so Midwest. Columbus is like such a Midwest.
Yeah, maybe
city.
I've just gotten so used to people being kind and patient to each other.
No, actually, no, they weren't.
Treating each other nicely.
They weren't very nice. No, that's the truth.
No, they weren't.
So we got this Airbnb in downtown Pittsburgh in what was the hill called? It was like a little, neighborhood or something.
Oh, it was
starts with an H. It was by the hospital.
Yeah, the Children's Hospital. I have it right here.
Anyways, we got this cute little Airbnb. First of all,
Lawrenceville or Laurenville.
Okay, that sounds great.
Sound like it? Not an H.
Anyways, I'm confused by like the code in Pittsburgh of the stairs. They seem a little bit much higher and steeper than what's regulation in Columbus.
That's like Cincinnati too, though. Any of these hilly cities,
They just
have some
stairs
insanely
everywhere.
treacherous stairs.
Like you can't be over 70 and live in this city. Like you can't.
Yeah.
It's physically impossible. It was terrifying. We were holding our babies going up like I was walking up
Rickety
like to a
fire
water
escape.
tower or something to get to the Airbnb.
Yeah, it
Anyways,
was like, but that was cool. It was a nice Airbnb, but
had some rickety ass stairs. Anyway, so it was getting a little late. It was Sunday night. We tried to go out and get food. We look up vegan food in Pittsburgh. A bunch of places pop up that were like within walking distance. We're like, this is sweet.
yeah, I booked this Airbnb because all the reviews
Had
said
food?
like this is the hip, cool area that has tons of food for vegan people.
Oh, great. So, well, that it didn't happen like that.
No.
So we go. We went to like a brewery to dancing.
That was great.
Gnome.
Yes.
I was a little not
I don't
feeling
think you're
it
into my beer game these days, but
because your beer game has like
shifted.
sediment in it. Like there's little like pieces of gold and like mites in the bottom of it.
Well, if you drink microbrews, then you're probably drinking a hazy IPA right now. That's what
I like hazy
everyone's
IPAs.
drinking.
You know what? No, they're okay to me. You're obsessed with hazy IPAs.
Well, especially
I'm not
these
obsessed.
these big time ones now that are. I was talking to my friend about this. Apparently, like this, it's become more of like a niche because it's impossible to replicate too many times because it's all based on how you grow the hops and things like that. That's
the
why,
haziness.
yeah, and that's why you have these like I don't know. We have a local brewery land grant that puts out these.
And they do different labels.
Yeah, it's a different label. They put a different batch on it because you're never going to get the same thing twice. But this place, Dancing Gnome in Pittsburgh, in my opinion, is doing amazing stuff. I've been really thrilled with everything they had, and it was
Really
nice to go
obsessed.
there. And actually, the bartender there was very kind and nice.
Yeah, I
and
mean, we're not saying
a
people in
cool place.
Pittsburgh aren't kind.
I am.
I think I've been to Pittsburgh a lot. I used to date a guy who went to school in
Oh,
Pittsburgh.
really?
Yeah, so I've been to Pittsburgh like so many times.
Okay.
You know,
Well, I'm just kidding. I think two people were mean to me.
Yeah, we had two bad experiences. So, anyways,
It was the same place twice.
I send Jimmy out. I was like, let's go get food. So first we stopped by this pizza joint, Speck Brothers. Right?
Spack Brothers.
And it was like long lines or something. So I was like, well, we'll just call in our order and you can go pick it up later. Because, you know, pizza usually takes a while. And with kids, you just don't have time for anything. Those damn kids, they really, you know, put a damper on things. I'm just kidding.
They did all right.
They did really well. Like, side note, our kids had they like didn't feel well and wanted to go home, but there was zero.
We just dragged them into bars and pizza places.
No, they were fine at that point, but like there was zero tantrums for 4 days. So, like, okay, kudos.
That's true.
Anyways, so we get back to the hotel. I'm trying to call the pizza place and I just can't get through. They won't pick up. So Jimmy, there's like a vegan spot apparently down the street. So he's like, I'm just going to go there. I was like, well, can you take Bob? I think you had Bob or Max. I don't know, one of them. But he had like
Bob.
a baby, yeah, like on his arm. And he goes in there and it's 7:00 and the bartender comes over and it's like, no babies allowed in here after 8.
Let me take
and
it
you
from
were like,
here.
it's 7.
Yeah.
Which?
Well, it was called Brillo Box.
Okay, let's not.
First of all, let's call them out.
Take it down. Are you talking about their boxes being Brillos?
No, I'm not going there. That's just what the place was called.
It's a funny name.
Yeah.
Do you think they meant it like that, Brillo box?
No, definitely not. So they had like a sticker on their window that has the little V broccoli, whatever the hell that thing is. And it was like right below our Airbnb. It was on Penn Ave, and it looked like a bar vibe. So I was like, I'm just gonna run down there and grab some takeout. I'll drink a beer while I wait for it. And Bob was like, I want to go. I'm like, all right, bring Bob down, whatever. Walk in there, and on the front door, plastered is a sign. And I'm always looking, just because I get it. I don't want my kid in a bar atmosphere, nor do I want kids in my bar atmosphere if it's a bar.
If it's a bar,
If it's a brewery,
excuse me.
sorry.
If it's a brewery, I'm bringing my children.
Yeah, that's just the world you live in. Suck
Sorry,
it.
Lawless or Hardy. Sorry.
But
Wink.
sign clearly on the door, which I respect actually. But if you don't want kids in there, tell me.
Yeah.
I'll respect that for sure. So a sign that says this is a restaurant from whatever when we open till 8 p.m. Monday through Sunday. It even said through Sunday. I was like, oh, well, it's only 7 o'clock. I'm not even eating here.
Yeah.
Holding a 2-year-old.
And
I'm getting
he's
takeout.
super cool.
Yeah, he's got a mullet.
Yeah.
It's obviously trendy, and I have a mustache, so we're both kind of cool.
Yeah.
And,
okay.
So we walk in, and I'm just standing there. The place is packed. There's nowhere to sit, including the bar, nor that I want to. I just wanted some takeout. I'm just trying to get a bartender's attention or a server's attention. Do you have a menu? And this girl finally, I'm standing there for 10 minutes awkwardly. A girl finally comes up to me. She's like, I'm sorry, sir. We can't have kids in here after 7. And I was like, I just want some takeout. And she was like, well, it's our liquor license. We can't have kids in here after 7. And I had left my watch upstairs to charge. I'm like, what time is it? And she pulls out her phone. And it was 7:01.
Oh my god.
And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I'm in my head, I'm thinking your door says 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be a dick.
You're kind.
Like, whatever. Can I just have a takeout menu? She hands one to me, and I was like, is everything here vegan? Because it's ton of vegan stuff and the vegan thing on the door. And she just goes, no, and walks away. Just walks away. So I stand there for 5 more minutes staring at this thing, ready to order, and she doesn't even acknowledge me. So I was like, again, at this point, I'm still not even that upset. Really I get it. You're a busy place. I was pissed. You're a busy place. So I just leave, take Bob upstairs.
I know.
And then I'll come back down without a child, and I'll get myself a beer and spend $40 on what might be good food. Might be shit.
Kimchi tater tots. I was kind of confused on what that would have been.
Yeah. So anyways, I go back in there and
she's mean again.
No, I'm just completely ignored. And then I see the other server. I'm like, maybe she'll acknowledge my existence. I get it, you're busy, but look at me and say, hey, get you in a second. And nothing. And she's coming towards me, and I'm like, oh, cool. And she just looks the other way and just barrels past me. And I was just like, all right, fuck this place. I'm out of here.
Yeah, we left.
Your Brillo
you
box.
left.
So then Lisa got
pizza. I called it, and I got through.
Yeah, that's my story. I'm just really bitter and mad about it.
10 minutes later.
Sorry. I was pissed. This is not, I mean, just be cool to people.
Yeah, I guess it
takes
just
1 second to be cool to people.
And
especially in a cool vibe, just be nice.
Yeah, but especially because isn't it your like job to make money off of people that come in here?
Make people feel comfortable.
Like if you want to be mean to strangers that don't owe you anything, okay. But you probably shouldn't be mean to like patrons.
This is what you do.
Yeah. Well,
even if it's not you don't own the place, but you're also, if you don't own the place, you're also probably functioning mostly on tips.
Yeah.
Like, just don't be a dick.
Oh, they're probably just miserable people. There are people like that out there, just miserable people.
I get it. Sunday night it's busy. You probably didn't want to be there, but whatever. Don't be a dick.
We got food.
So I don't know if Brillo box is good food or not, but
I don't think I don't like to eat Brillo boxes. That's not my thing. Anyways, we got pizza. It was great. We went to bed. That was awesome.
And we ended up going back to the other place.
The
SPAC place, and that pizza was dope.
It was good.
But they were busy and they weren't really nice either.
God dang it. Anyways.
Sorry.
And then we got breakfast though. This is going on too long. We got breakfast in Polish Hill. I got a nice breakfast sandwich, a vegan breakfast sandwich. And it was delicious and it was good. And now we're home and we're back and it's great. And then in like 2 days, we're going to go camping up in Kelly's Island.
That was Khyber Cafe.
Khyber.
That dude was super nice.
He was really nice.
Super tasty breakfast.
Yeah. But anyways, we're going to go camping for 2 nights in a tent with our children.
I'm excited about that.
With my brother and sister-in-law and their children.
Yeah. It'll be fun.
It will be fun.
And I'm going to court tomorrow for a speeding ticket.
And you're going to court tomorrow.
What? Did you see it?
I thought I saw a mouse. What is that behind the chair?
I don't know. Is it a mouse?
I can't see.
Do you have a tennis ball to throw at it?
Great job.
It's still there?
I don't know.
I hit it.
You covered it up.
Well, we have a mouse in our house. If you've listened to the show before, it's a running theme.
Really
they move with us from home to home that we live in.
Hold on, I need to check that out.
And it ruins Lisa's life. It's not a mouse. So today I heard a little rustling in the cabinet, and I went and opened up the cabinet, and a mouse jumped out at me. A teeny little guy.
It wasn't a mouse.
Which will humanely catch and set free.
No, we'll just move on from that. Okay, what are we talking about tonight, Jimmy?
Well, it's Breast Cancer Month.
Okay.
Which, for some reson this year, doesn't seem as in your face.
It's not.
Do you
not
feel
as highlighted.
like that?
No, I don't feel like it's as publicized.
Yeah, and if you're a vegan,
No
which
buckets for cancer.
you most likely are, you've heard people, I guess,
Bitch about
kind
cancer.
of bewildered by this whole cancer thing. But there was an interesting article that came out this month about it. But like, I think the reason I'm not seeing as much is because I don't think the NFL is all up in it anymore.
Oh, they don't do it? Why not?
That's how it used to be.
Yeah, they used to have like pink socks.
Plastered in my face all month long, pink everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I think they were
Just
trying
breast
to.
cancer.
Yeah,
right?
so pink ribbons are for October is for breast cancer,
Okay.
correct? Right?
Okay. Yeah, sure. I don't know. I don't follow the breast cancer stuff.
Well,
I hardly have boobs.
that doesn't matter. You can still get breast cancer, I think.
Yeah, well, let's just say like I would know immediately. There's no room for
Boobs feel big today. Must be
I'm just kidding.
breast cancer.
It's terrible.
Well, we've often been called out.
I use
for,
that joke literally like every time I'm in the gyno and they're like, "Do you do self exams?" I'm like, "No, but like I would know. There's just no way."
Well, let's tread lightly on this topic.
Oh,
No, I'm
okay.
just kidding. We don't really need to, but it's a sensitive topic for some people. Obviously, breast cancer is really
Well, it's sensitive. People probably
impacted
had
a lot
breast
of people.
cancer.
Yeah, or people that they know.
Yeah.
It's pretty common, and
A lot of people have breast cancer.
yeah, it's crazy. So
Well, the sensitive part is that because it's can be so environmental, and that's really awful. But it's a lot of your environment can cause breast cancer.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of stuff that maybe you didn't know you were doing, or
Yeah.
you didn't realize that you were doing this, and it could have affected it. You know, like I mean, hindsight's always 20 or whatever that phrase is.
20, yeah.
But, you know, there's a lot of stuff that I'm sure people think who have breast cancer that thought, I don't know if that did anything, you know? Like
Yeah.
if you get lung cancer and you're like, whew, I smoked for 20 years. How did this happen?
Yeah. So, I
You
mean,
know?
that's not.
Breast cancer, it's like, was it that plastic I ate in the 7th grade? You know, I don't know. Like it's a lot of...
Yeah.
Was it that massive amount of
any
dairy I
type of
consumed my whole life? I don't know.
disease.
I don't want to point the fingers, but...
I think it's important,
Just
though,
kidding.
to have these conversations because they're taboo, whether it's obesity or heart disease or cancer. It's like if we just keep ignoring these things and
Ignoring the source.
pretending that they're, it's just, and I inherited this. It's just
Yeah.
part of my genes. If we take that angle, or, he's just a bigger person.
Yeah, he's just big
we're,
boned.
we're ignoring things that are extremely dangerous.
That's a good point, Jimmy. So your stance is that people's environment causes cancer. I'm not saying
it can.
I don't know how people get cancer.
In this instance, tonight's discussion, it's mostly the mortality of it, actually.
What do you mean? People dying? What do you
Yeah, so I'm saying, like, once you get breast cancer or heart disease,
Uh-huh.
let's forget whatever you did in your life that may or may not have led to that.
Yes.
There's decisions that you can make that could
After
save
you
your
get it.
life after you get it. Yeah. So if you keep on with this mindset that, I just got cancer, I guess we'll just take a bunch of drugs and hope I don't die,
Mm-hmm.
or you make serious life changes, you can have some control over it. But
what
as
a
always,
positive spin.
I'm just positive Pete today, I don't have
That's
to
such
work
a
tomorrow.
great. Okay.
I'm just feeling good.
Okay. Let's do it. Let's dive in.
But we're not doctors. Did
No.
you see that recent comment we got?
Was it bad?
Someone was pissed that
Oh, I can't take it. I'm so fragile right
I know.
now.
I was glad you didn't see it. I replied nicely, but it was kind of funny. But it was back on the erectile dysfunction episode, so we're
Yeah.
going way back. This is
Yeah.
a long time ago. Saying like, "How dare you? This is the most offensive thing I've ever heard. You guys think you're doctors and scientists telling
nice.
us that what you eat can have effect on that?"
Was
so
it
you're
a
just,
man or a woman?
I think it was a woman saying like,
Definitely has a husband who has erectile dysfunction.
well, it was like you're just assuming that clogged arteries are the only reason for erectile dysfunction.
It like literally is.
And you're causing all this detriment. It was pretty like over the
Detailed.
top. And I'm just like, this is called Lisa Beats Your Meat. We are clearly not doctors. You're listening to the show. Thank you for listening. If you're still listening, God bless you. But we are just kind of
I'm just giving my opinion.
Expressing our understanding of things that we come across on the internet or through studies or through books we read. That's it.
Yeah.
And we're through experience growing as vegans.
No, I mean, like, we probably get a lot of,
like to hear it.
We probably get a lot of things wrong, maybe like details and whatnot. But overall, I mean, nothing we're saying is coming from like our studies.
No,
I'm not
we
like Jimmy's dick never works when he eats meat. It always works when he eats vegetables. Like, this wasn't like something I came up with.
Yeah, we clearly have a bias, but it's, what we talk about is based on our understanding. But it was just funny because this person commented as if like I was their doctor, and I offended them because they put all their it was funny, but I was like,
I'm not a doctor, and whoever that lady is,
breast cancer is a sensitive subject.
Power to you, but maybe you should, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, most of tonight's topic is just about this. You can find 50 articles on this, but physicians for, I always forget what they are. PCRM, Physicians for Responsible Health?
Medicine,
Medicine,
bro.
That's M would be for medicine. Which is up to, I think, like 12,000 doctors are part of this now.
Oh, really?
So it's really growing. But they keep putting pressure on Congress, which is kind of cool. We talked about them actually in our last episode when we talked about that meat article. Did you know that they did a ton of investigating and
it's from a meat source.
They found some links to
obviously
to funding from the beef industry. Yeah, but they had to dig pretty deep to peel that back. But they're like the investigative journalists of this whole thing.
Peel
it's
it back,
cool.
bro.
But they
expose that bullshit.
They came out.
Because it's bullshit. If it smells like bullshit, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
You know that was bullshit. You know that article was bullshit.
Oh, that red meat's good for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I smelled something weird in that.
Smelled some, yeah.
Okay, so a couple weeks ago, for October, they petitioned the FDA officially saying that they believe that we should have warning labels on cheese and dairy products.
Love it.
And the warning label is read, quote, dairy cheese contains reproductive hormones that may increase breast cancer mortality risk, end quote.
True statement.
Which is 100%
very accurate
true.
Statement.
Incredibly provable.
Yeah.
And they might be getting some traction with this, actually.
In Congress?
Yeah.
Where's Cory
with the
Booker?
FDA.
He's all over that.
Cory Booker last night. Oh, what was his thing?
What?
He brought up veganism on his own. It was pretty funny.
Yeah?
I can't remember what it was, though. But anyways, the FDA, is hearing it. But they put it on cigarettes. They put it on...
You know what? I'm going to make a prediction that in like 30 years, that's probably going to be the truth.
It's going to be like 10.
You think so?
I think 10 years from now, people are finally going to be like... There's almost, I feel like there's a wall of people right now that are so like,
don't take my cheese.
No, like vegans are so annoying and this vegan thing's so stupid.
It's gonna go away.
That they're even in the back of their head, they're probably like, that sounds interesting. But if I stop eating cheese, then
they win.
I lose. Yeah, they win.
I told you that's why.
I gotta hold out.
That's why I feel like in my life there's a couple people that don't like me. And I've been the vegan for so long. Like I wore it on my chest for so long that I love the fact that being vegan has become so popular and so trendy. I mean, not only because I feel like it's probably, it's doing a lot of good to be a vegan,
Clearly.
But also because all those people that don't like me, every time they see a vegan, I know in the back of their head, they're like,
why do you have so many enemies?
They're like, ugh, Lisa.
No,
Lisa the vegan.
None of that's true. But I can't ever give up cheese thing.
There's literally like 2, and I just think they really don't like me.
Those 2 will never be vegans. That's a microcosm of the bigger picture, though. Like vegans in general are usually in combat with non-vegans over this cultural divide in food and anything. But today I was thinking about it. I was looking for a snack today, and I cut off a couple.
You looked at me, and you're like, "Okay, get it, girl."
never finish a
I'm
thought.
sorry. Go on.
I saw some Parmesan cheese in the fridge.
Yeah.
The hunk of it.
You just took a bite.
No, I cut off a big chunk and broke it into 3 big chunks and ate it as I walked back to work. I was just like, damn, this is good.
Yeah, you think so?
And what we were eating the other day at the hotel
Feta.
on crackers, feta. Like the
That
vegan
feta-
cheese game is solid.
Yeah.
So you don't need that excuse anymore.
Right. That feta is so good. That
It's
vegan
incredible.
feta,
It's
viola.
incredible.
It tastes
So-
like I put it on our fish tacos the other day, like queso fresco. It's so good.
And I think so. I get it. So the 2 years ago, I could never give up cheese. There's a little bit of truth to that, but I became vegan in this small period of time when there wasn't cheese. It's there now.
Yeah.
Every kind of it. The only thing that's like a sharp cheddar. I haven't had anything that tastes like a sharp cheddar.
Not aged 22 years sharp cheddar.
Oh my god! But
James said that, and you were like, that means that breast milk's been just curdling for 22 years.
like longer than you've been alive.
Even that, and it was 10 years. But even then, like usually, like I come in like a little soft with James. You're like, that breast milk's been curdled. I was like, damn, Dad,
Shit's
take it down
nasty.
a notch.
The cheese thing's just nasty, but it does taste good.
Well, anyway, so these doctors are trying to put that on cheese.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. So they're pushing to have this label put on cheese, and I could see it happening someday.
Yeah.
But there's
I
been
can too.
endless studies.
People combated cigarettes, like
Oh, yeah.
the labels on cigarettes. People used to be like, cigarettes are good for you. Mm-hmm. And they're just,
Now they have all sorts of warnings on them.
yeah.
You get a different one every pack. I've heard. I haven't had a cigarette in a long time.
Good.
So, I mean, a couple examples of the studies, I guess. There's been some more recent ones, but this has been going on forever. We've been talking about it on this podcast for years. There was a study in 2017 funded by the National Cancer Institute, compared the diets of women diagnosed with breast cancer. So this is after the diagnosis, to those without breast cancer, and found that those who consumed the most American, cheddar, and cream cheese.
Those are like the most processed.
Yeah, and probably the most popular, I would say.
But that's going to backfire because someone out there is going to listen to that and be like, well, I only eat artisanal cheese. It's not like that at all.
I'm going to fucking say that, but it's so not true.
Yeah.
But they had a 53, this is a pretty big percentage, a 53% increased risk for breast cancer.
If
you're eating American cheddar and
after
cream
your
cheese.
diagnosis.
No, this is people who had breast cancer compared to those who didn't have breast cancer, actually.
Right, so they have a 53% chance of getting it again if they're eating those cheeses. Is that what you're saying?
No.
What are you saying?
Start over. Women with breast cancer compared to women without breast cancer. So those without breast cancer found that those who consumed the most American cheddar at so you have a 50% chance higher risk of getting breast cancer
If
you're consuming American cheddar and cream cheese.
I said that so weirdly.
Said
it like Yoda.
What's
like
a
I
study?
Had to
It's scientific
decipher
study.
your
I'm
puzzle you just put out from my mind.
breaking it down scientifically,
Broke it down all right. So you're saying that if you eat those processed cheeses, you have a 50% higher chance of getting breast cancer?
Yeah. You think that's important to mention when you're feeding this to people?
You have a 50%. Wait, a 50%.
According to this
hold on
one
a second.
study.
Stop. A 50% higher chance than what? Or is it just 50%? Is it just like you
No,
eat
you don't have a
cheese,
50-50. You just have a 50% higher
chance than someone who's not eating
so
those?
of the people that do get breast cancer.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, wait, no, that makes sense. You have a 50% chance higher
Of getting it.
Of getting it
You're
than
not a 50% chance you're going to get it.
That's what I thought you meant. You have a 50% chance of getting it than people who weren't eating those.
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
So it's hormones.
That makes sense.
So that there's
The hormones.
Yeah.
First of all, we just like a little time out? Is that hormones are a powerful thing that like
I know.
honestly, I swear to God.
What?
If you are a woman and you're still eating cheese, like to like mess with the level of hormones in your own body by eating like another species hormones, I just like that's crazy. Don't do that.
That's a bad idea.
Yeah, like that's just not gonna end well.
I agree. The most common one of the most common causes of death in women. I didn't realize
Is
that.
breast cancer?
Yeah, because I feel like I've known a lot of people who've had breast cancer.
Well, it's one of those things if you catch it really early. So here's the thing: it's like if you catch it early, it's you get it removed and it's cool. But I'm sure you have a study over there that can probably back this up. But given the same environment that you're giving your body, and like if you're eating the same diet of meat and dairy or processed foods or whatever, I think it's probably easier for it to come back. Do you know?
Yeah, for sure. That's probably what gets people, isn't that?
Yeah,
Initially?
I don't think you die of breast cancer initially. I think you die of like blood cancer 20 years later.
Yeah,
or 30 years later.
It depends when you catch it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not a doctor, Susie Q or whoever had that statement, but no, these are just normal facts. Is that cancer is like it's a very fucked up thing.
Yeah, it's a scary thing. I've known probably. I can think of like 5 people at least that have had breast cancer, but I can't think of anyone
that's died from it.
But it kills a lot of people. We talked about that a long time ago, but
I mean, you shouldn't think of cancer as like you definitely should not think of cancer as like something easy to get over, though. You know what I mean?
But you also should think of something that's inevitable. There's women that chop their boobs off before they have breast cancer because they're just like, it's in my family. I'm just going to have it.
Yeah, that's really well because it's like that genes. They can do that gene
they can test
and see if you have it in your genes or whatever. But like all those doctors are like, turn your genes off, change your genes, then, bro. You don't need to wear those sweatpants. Just kidding.
Is that a pun?
Yeah. But cutting your boobs off, that's crazy.
That's scary.
I mean, I guess it's not crazy. It just seems like with what I've read that you just don't need to do that. Like, I don't know, but I don't think you need to do that.
Here's a clear paragraph from another study actually that backs this study. It's the same thing, but I think it's worded a little better. The Life After Cancer study found that among women previously diagnosed with breast cancer, those consuming 1 or more servings of high-fat dairy products, eggs, cheese, ice cream, whole milk. I made up eggs. That wasn't in there. Sorry. Daily had a 49% higher breast cancer mortality comparing those who consumed less than half of those. So this one is everyone in this study has breast cancer. Mm-hmm. You have a 50% higher chance of death if when you get breast cancer, you keep eating cheese, ice cream, and whole milk. Has anyone ever said that? Is that on any pink ribbons? Is that on any signs at the Susan Komen 5K?
I don't know. Yoplait is a huge sponsor.
50% higher chance once you have it. Like, I don't know. So yeah, that's where this whole thing lately has been.
Well, so I got in trouble for talking about this, but I'm going to talk about it again. Is that my whole thing about the cancer?
Like episode 2.
Yeah, the cancer research is just insane to me because there's, it's a conspiracy, man. Like, this is so screwed up. But the business of keeping, or the business of curing cancer is in curing cancer, it's in treating cancer. It's not in curing cancer.
Yeah.
So all of these, let's find a cure. Come on, guys. You serious? You think these pharmaceutical companies want a cure? They don't. No, they don't. They want to make their money in the treatment of cancer, which is super sad and super, morbid and what a horrible thought. But let's just be honest with each other is that pharmaceutical companies are out to make money, not cure people. They're not here to cure people. They're here to treat people.
Yeah.
The cost it takes to treat someone with cancer is insane. It's insane. Why? Because it's a ton of, what's your other option? No, thank you.
Yep, just gonna
you don't
die.
You don't have another option. But to I mean, they kind of have you by the balls if you have cancer because you got to treat it. But to give in to this, I'm going to do a 5K and I'm going to run and I'm going to ride my bike for 700 miles and raise money because somehow that I'm going to find a cure. That's kind of baloney.
The cure
to me.
thing is weird. Yeah. It's like trying to think of a good analogy, but I'm not good at these. But like, let's say you like live in northern Canada and you never wear shoes, and people just keep getting frostbite and they have to get their feet cut off. Like,
wow.
And instead of telling people to put on shoes, they spend their whole life
Just
trying to cure frostbite feet.
Like, okay. That was a weird one, but yes.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that one.
So it's not a bad thing to like support these things and look for
it's not a bad
treatment, and the money that's gone into it has helped people and saved lives. But should that be the number one focus?
But is it no, it should be yes. Let's talk about it. Should be about prevention. I think that's like one of the number one themes of this whole podcast is that it should be about prevention and not the treatment, and everyone is consumed with the treatment and not the prevention. Especially when the treatment is stop eating these foods that you like so much. No one wants to hear that. I mean, this is like a broken record kind of thing. But no, the money fundraisers and charities and all that stuff, like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Who's gonna, like, you think you're helping someone not have cancer? Honestly, though. Like, look at Big Pharma. You think you're, you well, go do something that actually is good. Like telling people to eat right, and then maybe they can avoid cancer. What? Oh my God, that's so offensive. Lisa, why did you say that? Like, it's so stupid.
Or, like, these studies show once you get it,
just maybe you should stop eating after
then,
you
if you get lung cancer, let's wrap up the smokes, you know?
Yeah.
Like, at this point, even if they didn't cause it, we know that it's going to compound the issue.
Yeah. You know, I don't have cancer, but it seems like, and I've said this before, but if
you're probably going to get it because you talk so much shit about it.
Probably. No, I'm not going to get it. But like, it seems like if I had it, that if someone was like, look, these are all the things you can do to avoid it, like in the future. But one of them is crazy. Don't eat meat or don't eat dairy. And I'd be like, oof, that's crazy. But you know what? I'm going to do it because I want to, like, my goal is not having cancer. You know, like I don't know if I necessarily believe you, but what the fuck? It's not going to hurt me to not eat dairy. You know, that's what I don't understand.
Especially since there's alternatives. Because I actually thought about this a little bit today because people have called us out for this before. We've called ourselves out for it, rightfully so. We're not perfect. Mm-hmm. We're drinking whiskey right now. There's probably some health effects to, consuming
cups
alcohol
and cups of whiskey.
Or, there's things that we do. We eat, giant bagel sandwiches for breakfast sometimes with refined carbs and high sugar cupcakes and stuff. Like, we don't always do what we need to do to be beacons of health. But
yeah, I did some cocaine the other weekend.
Yeah, it's plant-based, but
no, I'm just kidding. I was looking for something.
I feel like with the dairy thing, there's so many awesome alternatives. And what are you getting out of dairy? You're eating it and you're saying this tastes good. That's it. You're not eating it and then skipping down the street and be like, I feel so good.
Yeah.
The ice cream made me feel great. Like you for that 1 second it hits your mouth, it tastes good. That's it. There's nothing else from it.
I think people think it's healthy, and I think some people think some of it's healthy.
Oh yeah, if you're eating your yogurt at lunch and you're like, oh,
yeah, it's a protein.
I found an old article that was kind of funny about, ironic company things.
What?
And that was actually this.
Is this the KFC buckets for cancer?
But there's a lot of stuff. This article is
insane.
2013 though. This isn't even a vegan article.
You go 2013. Let's hear it.
One was a company that was producing cupcakes. All of these are, you call them like a microcosm. Like there's tons of examples of these, but sweets.
Endorsing the cancer.
Yeah, this is a cupcake company and making their pink cupcakes. And refined sugar has been linked to the proliferation of cancer cells. Yeah. And tons of studies say that cancer cells feed on sugar and need fructose and glucose to stay alive. So if you pump, this crappy, shitty sugar into you, you're just going to compound the issue. Mm-hmm. But eat a pink cupcake for breast cancer. And then the KFC bucket thing is pretty funny.
There was like a website, buckets for change, or bucket for change, buckets for what?
Pretty old. So Suman Komen, didn't that start in Columbus, Ohio?
Yeah.
Well, that's obviously everywhere.
She was like the most famous breast cancer.
Big old
lady.
buckets of fried and grilled chicken.
That's
Called. They donated 50 cents for each bucket sold over a month-long period and raised $4.2 million with these pink buckets of fried KFC.
And that's got to be like predatory or something because you don't see that. Like, does like Chipotle or anyone do, like fundraisers like this?
I think so. I mean, there's healthy
so?
companies that do fundraisers.
I don't recall that. Well, I don't know. I'm kind of like hard pressed to think of like
pink avocados.
I don't know. But it seems like it's very predatory in that most of these fundraisers are in in fast food joints where a lot of low income low income people would eat their food,
Well, this one that's been going on forever is from Panera.
Oh.
It's pink.
Well, that's a rip, and they're super expensive for what they give you. I had like a half a salad. It was like $17.
What did I?
There was 3 pecans on it.
Did I just tag you in a meme about Panera?
I don't know. I liked Panera. I worked at Panera. I like their food,
Oh,
kind of.
The Panera overpriced hospital food.
Oh, right. Because the lady got in trouble because she put up a video of how they make their mac and cheese, and it was like prefab dinners or whatever.
Yeah. Their coffee's good.
That hazelnut shit, that's the best.
They do well, but
I used to know a kid I went to high school with. One of his dads. His dad was one of the owners of Panera.
Didn't you work there?
I did for a year. He got me a job there.
There you go. Well, they offer the Pink Ribbon Bagel in participating bakeries across the country. But again, it's just refined.
Oh, I was just there. I saw that.
Crappy,
yeah,
white bread bagel, refined sugars again.
It's pretty delicious.
Yeah, they're good. I eat a bagel.
But you're saying it's not like a very healthy.
It's not going to prevent cancer by any means. And
but okay, let's just put ourselves in cancer fundraising people. We're sitting around a big room, we're sitting around a big pink table, and they're like, who could we get to fundraise for us? How do they make their money besides these big corporate not liaisons, but big corporate things, like broccoli's not going to do what we always talk about. There's no partnership with celery, carrots.
Yeah, I think it all
kale.
comes from a good place. Everyone knows someone who's had breast cancer, and as this movement started catching steam, it was like, what can we do for this? And the thought is, we'll just give them money for research. I mean, it's a good.
Yeah,
it's a good mission, and
it's just
definitely
giving
not
people
against
money.
it. But you have to be honest about it, and I think that's why we're not seeing as much lately.
You have to be honest about where it's coming from.
I think that's happening,
and I think yes, as a society, we need to sit down and look and think and say, look, I'm not saying what I did was right or wrong, but what can I do now?
And let's not slap a ribbon on something that's
Kentucky Fried Chicken,
a carcinogen that causes cancer.
Yeah.
And that's, but I think that we're seeing less and less of that, but it's still around, and it's still not okay to have these conversations. And if there's a 50% difference between what you eat after you're diagnosed with breast cancer, why the hell
are you even
did I have to dig deep into the internet?
It?
Or why is this, not on TV? Why isn't this on these commercials? Why isn't it
sexy
on pieces of cheese? Yeah,
it's not sexy. What's sexy is red meat's not actually bad for you. Those vegans are lying.
Yeah, and that gets plastered.
You just gotta know you're right in your heart, though. Like when you weren't a vegan, but then when you became vegan, you might have questioned a few things or whatever. But is there a certain point where you were just like, yeah, this is definitely
I read one book or saw one study, and it was just this is too important to just not care about,
Yeah. I mean, because some people, you can watch a documentary and they're all so convincing that you're like, oh, fuck, oof, I'm not going to do this anymore.
Yeah,
that's
and
crazy.
Know that they're
a little sensationalized, but I follow my instinct, my gut, and it's just I don't someone can ask me a ton of questions and I'll give my best answers of vegan topics or whatever. But in in the back of my mind, I'm like, I just know this is the right thing. Like, I don't know how to like concretely tell you that like how I'm eating is the best diet. I can tell you so many things, but I can't tell you just like, you know,
Yeah, the specifics.
in concrete. Like, it's just, I know this is the best way.
Your body tells you.
Yeah, I guess that's it. It's my body's.
Your body talks to you.
My body is a wonderland, and it talks to me all the time. But you
That's
know,
what
like,
kind of set off these doctors, though, because it's been on cream cheese lately. Definitely going to see it on yogurts. Kraft had a big push where they put it on their like processed cheese food, and I don't know. It's undoubtedly linked to cancer.
Yeah.
Men, one of the number one cancers for men is prostate cancer. It's undoubtedly linked to that. The China study had a huge portion on that.
yeah, just
We're not even
dairy.
getting to the studies. Like, I don't even want to sit here like and rip apart studies. It's so accepted now. It's so easy to find this information that I don't even feel like I need to justify it. But we did talk about the one, but I don't know.
In like 17 episodes, this podcast is just gonna be like, I just can't.
Like,
It's
come on,
obviously,
guys. Come on.
yeah, like the whole thing's gonna be just us agreeing.
Seriously,
like,
come on.
I don't even know why. Why would you eat cheese? It's stupid.
What are you doing?
Yeah,
So what can you eat? It's funny. So like,
so much.
you know, as I dig into these episodes and I get a little deeper, I'm like, all right, let me find some bias, this, bias, that, or like maybe I'm plucking into these vegan, we wouldn't call them vegan websites. They wouldn't call it that, but they're vegan-based websites. Even this physician's website, they're going to steer you towards a plant-based diet. But I just searched what should you eat or what shouldn't you eat if you want to prevent breast cancer. Guess what you should eat?
And it was weird. LisaBeatsYourMeat.com came up, and you were
It's
like,
the
"Whew,
first thing on Google.
that's super cool."
No, just all plant-based foods, which is, we know.
You know what I think we need to eat
but-
more of? Lentils. Do you like lentil
Lentils
soup?
comes up a lot. Yeah, I love lentils.
You do? I never.
I wouldn't say I
can
love
read
lentils.
yours.
I like
I've never heard anyone that said I loved
the
lentils.
sloppy Joe lentils.
Oh, you do like those?
I do like those. I like
Okay.
lentil soup.
I want lentil soup.
Let's lentil soup it up.
What about split peas? Do you like those?
I do.
Split pea soup with like a nice like homemade rosemary whole wheat bread.
I've transferred into a soup guy.
Let's
I
do
could be
it.
a soup guy now.
That sounds really good, especially in fall. You know, leaves are falling. It's sweater weather. Pumpkin spice. Love sweater weather.
Well, if you look up what to consume, that's the other thing that's annoying. Like
Lentils, apparently.
if it says what you should eat is just all plants, why can't you say
Yeah,
that
like
you
these to
shouldn't
avoid.
eat this other shit
Yeah.
or shouldn't eat this other shit? Isn't it okay to say those things? But if you want to do your best to fight or reduce your risk of breast cancer,
Tell me.
choose plant-based foods. Obviously, you know what
Mm-hmm.
those are. Lentils is one of them. It's in like everything. We don't eat a lot of those. 100% whole grains, non-animal proteins, lentils, beans, soy, fill up in veggies, eat more soy, avoid processed meats, exercise, limit alcohol.
Isn't that weird? Hold on. That like exercise can help avoid disease? You know?
No, I think it's just
Isn't that weird?
you're being ironic.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm literally saying that.
I
Because
think-
I
I
always
think-
think disease is just literally caused by like what I'm putting into me or what I'm putting out.
I
But
just
like,
feel like exercise emphasizes your body's natural ability
to do stuff,
to take
to
care
just-
of bad
yeah.
shit. Like your
to
body's taking care of bad shit anyways.
but like exercise just revs it up. It makes it
Yeah.
work better.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Um,
I wasn't being ironic.
I thought you were. They were like, isn't it weird that exercise makes you healthier?
I find it kind of annoying that
Fucking
you think
idiots.
like my normal conversation is just me being
You're like
sarcastic.
twirling your blonde hair.
Sorry, I like to twirl my hair.
Just kidding. Maintain a healthy weight, and don't eat dairy.
Yeah, but they don't say that, do they?
They do some of them.
Really?
Avoid things like processed.
They're
cheese
like-
is mostly. It's like drink skim milk instead of whole milk and stuff. Like lower fat dairy and stuff.
They're like, why don't you just like cut your skin milk with water again.
Just
Like no one will come out and say,
Make it-
don't eat or don't drink that.
your 2%, 0.5%.
Yeah. So stupid. Well, you know, what are you going to do? But it's Cancer Month. I think we should start promoting how to prevent cancer. Eat veggies and stop eating dairy. Who drinks dairy? It's weird.
It's
So weird. It's a breast milk. It's like pus, you know? It's like goo, you know? Like it's like cum or something. Like why would you want to drink
I
that?
think we're going to have another dairy episode because I actually busted out
Earwax.
Neil Barnard's Cheese Trap again, which I think was the very first book we talked about on this podcast.
Okay.
And I think we did a whole episode on this book, but that was 2 years ago. And it's still, I would say, the go-to. It's a very easy read. But if you're interested in not being interested in cheese,
Read the Cheese Trap.
read the first chapter of it, and you won't look back, and you won't regret it for a second, I promise either. But I read that first chapter. It was just how is cheese made. No one really knows that. Or find that how it's made episode, because that also was horrifying. They did an unedited, like no punches episode of how it's made, and showed cheese like it was something they were proud of. It was
Disgusting.
It's so disgusting. But again, I was walking to work today, smashing on a hunk of Parmesan fake vegan cheese, and it tasted amazing. So there is something about that funkiness that is delicious to us.
Yeah.
And we've talked about the
Oh,
opioid
yeah.
effects and things like that. But
We put cheese on our veggie burgers tonight,
yeah,
which were different. I don't know if you noticed that,
I
but I
very
made them
much did
from
so.
mushrooms and textured vegetable protein. It was like a way different veggie burger than I
was like
usually do.
it was more of like a meat
Do you
patty.
think so? You
Yeah.
liked it? Okay.
I mean, I liked it.
I think I could tweak it
I
a
really
little.
like your other ones a lot too, though.
I like my other
kind of have my
ones
heart
too,
set on that, but
because they're so like,
you got like the oatmeal in them.
yeah. But these were good. They were good. We made like a double stack.
You can see a picture of it on lisabeatsyourmeat.com.
Yeah, and I made a joke. I said, because it's bikini season.
Oh, that was a good joke.
Yeah, you know.
If you want to
Trying
buy,
you can also see pictures of my parents' house.
I saw those. Those were funny.
Yeah, I went to my parents'
And
house.
portraits of all their dogs.
I went to my parents' house today, and we'll wrap this up. I'm sure we're probably past due. But I went there today to have them see our kids because we were out of town and they missed them. And I was walking around, and I couldn't find one picture of me or my brother. Like, not one.
Nothing.
Not zero. I was like, Mom, why aren't there any pictures? And she was like, no one does pictures anymore, Lisa.
Of your
It's
own
not-
children.
She was like, no one does pictures. You have it on your phone. Why would you need to print? What are you going to print your pictures? She like laid into me. She was like, well, that's so stupid. Why would you need pictures?
Like a family picture.
Yeah, and I was like,
We have pictures.
she was like, pictures stupid. And then like my dad, like as we're having this conversation, my dad goes, and it was like from like a sitcom. He was like, Lisa, no one does pictures anymore. Don't you know? No one does pictures. It was like. It's like a whole bit.
But there's hand-painted portraits of all your dead dogs.
There's commissioned, like paintings of multiple dogs throughout the home. There's also like I should have took pictures of like the boxes of the ashes of some of the dogs, or like on the mantle and stuff.
Wow.
My parents, like, God love them, they are insane. Like the way they interact together, and like I was pulling away and I took a picture and I put it on my Instagram because like, you know how like old people, sorry old people for making fun of you, but you know how they look at their phone, they look at their phone so far away. Yeah. And they kind of like, they have to like get ready to look at their phone, you know, kind of like, like a little wind up.
Tip their glasses down.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Yeah. Like, hold on a second. Just give me the goddamn phone. Why? Like, that's, and then they have to like
take a different stance.
one foot in front of the other, you know? But like my dad like assumed the position, and I like saw my mom like assume her position, being like, no. And so like I knew they were like arguing about something. And my dad was like, just let me show you. So like he pulls out his phone and like gets his pointer finger out, you know, and like, hold on a second, you know, like
he's probably like, did you see Lisa's Instagram story? She's posting shit talk pictures about our house.
Yeah, right. They don't even know. what Instagram is, but I took a picture of them like arguing in the garage as I was pulling away.
Your parents are awesome.
They were standing in front of her Saturn that's probably 15 years old.
Has to be. They haven't made them for that long.
And I think it has like 25,000 miles or something.
It's a very young Saturn. I think it has literally it has like 70.
Like,
Those cars stick around like when they're beat on. That car's not beat on. It's stick shift too.
no, I had one when my mom loved Saturns.
Clearly.
She loved Saturns not because like the way they drove or the reliability. She went and she got maintenance done literally every 6 months, and it was like $1,000 every 6 months. She always was complaining about that, but she only liked Saturn because they didn't haggle the price. Like she was just like, that's it. I'm not dealing with this.
Go to CarMax or something.
No, she was like Saturn.
Forgot about that. Yeah, they had the
like whatever.
That was their thing. Like,
and she
this is the
loved
price
it.
of the car.
She loved it.
No bullshit.
Yeah, but I had one, and I got like multiple accidents, like little fender benders, and
They explode.
No, I would come home and I would just like pop them out.
Oh yeah, well,
Like
they're
I would
just
just
plastic.
I'll just take a hammer and it would be like bloop. Like I remember the first time I did it, like coming home being like, oh my God, I got in an accident, like this whole car's messed up. And then just like working it a little and it just popped out. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the whole car is plastic.
I was like, this is amazing.
It's very bizarre. I don't know why I didn't catch on.
It
worked.
worked.
Stick around.
It worked for a young driver.
Someone should bring that back.
Just popped. Whoop. Oh, no one knew.
They didn't rust because they're plastic.
No. Yeah, why don't people? It seems like recycled cars, guys. Someone listen. Make a car out of recycled plastic.
It's like our Land Rover. I mean, that's a little more expensive, but it's aluminum.
Yeah, no one does that anymore.
That doesn't rust.
Oh, well.
Ford actually just brought it back. They started putting in their new pickup trucks, but it's like, here's this material that doesn't rust. No, we don't need to use that for cars.
Yeah, I don't get that.
That's why that thing's 20 years old.
Well, I think you should make cars out of recycled plastic.
They
They
do
make
too.
like really hard recycled plastic too.
Make it out of clear acrylic.
Oh, that'd be cool. Like a clear car.
Just
That'd be really cool.
to see your legs and stuff.
Oh my God. The thought of that is really weird.
Yeah, all your groceries in the trunk. Your baby on its Kindle in the back seat.
That can't be safe. The kid just like waving at you like, hi.
Crystal clear car. See right through it.
You wouldn't need windows.
No.
Oh my God. Okay. Ooh. Take your shoes off while you're driving. Can you just picture the side profile of somebody driving? I don't know why that's so funny. Oh my God. Okay.
We're not designing any cars anytime soon, but
I have some solid
we
ideas.
got some things to kick around.
Okay.
All right, that's patented too. With the Rick.
Thanks for listening. Please subscribe. If you have a mean comment about how we're not doctors, please go to my Instagram and you can talk to me about it. And I don't know. I think that's it, right?
That's it. Episode 79.
Okay. We'll see you later.
Moving on.
Good night.